Luckily, I have another student from Kalindi College with us today, back to back. I'm very happy to see both of them. Right now, we have with us Rhea Pandey. Let's listen to her. Over to you.
Hello, sir. As you introduced, my name is Rhea Pandey. I am 19 years old, almost turning 20 and ending with my teenage years. I am pursuing a degree in economics honors with a minor in computer science from Kalindi College, the University of Delhi. And before I proceed on to talk about my course and everything else, I would start by sharing my experience about this college. Like we were the first batch to be exposed to CUET, the examination entrance exam for DU and other central level universities. So it was like really uncertain that what kind of questions will be coming and how to prepare and everything. So maybe my prep is not the best. So I never landed into a tier one college as I had expected. Like everybody dreams for an SRCC or an LSR, but uh, what the universe had planned was Kalindi. And at first, I was very apprehensive of saying yes to it because, but then I had no other side option, as you may say. So I had not like it was a game that I had to play. Because I had something in mind that I don't want to drop a year soon after school. So I took admission because I got the course of my choice, economics honors. Be it a different college, but at least got my course. And that's how I landed into a girls' college. And it was a very, very tough decision for me because coming from a co-ed institute into a all-girls college was something that I was not able to adjust very quickly. And like I am used to be hanging around with boys and girls both, and then suddenly all of a sudden they're only girls. So it took me a lot of time to mingle up, make friends. And at first I was like, I don't want to go to college and all that, but soon after when I joined college societies, I got a wider scope that college holds. I got to know a lot more things that school had not introduced me to, like organizing events. I had never organized pan college events because this is something that's unique to colleges and especially DU colleges. So that's how, and I'm really actively participating in college societies and programs, and that's how I built an interest. And I started going to college regularly. I like being in colleges, but I would say that I don't. I would admit that I don't like attending lectures as much. I do, but I'm actively participating in college societies. Before I proceed ahead with college part, I would like to give a brief background of my family history. So, my ancestry is from the holy city of Gorakhpur in eastern Uttar Pradesh, if you must know. So, it's also called the rice bowl of India because it's the Terai region and it's really famous for the rice production, even wheat and mangoes. So I have been fond of mangoes since childhood because my grandfather used to. We have these big fields where we have a load of rice production and everything. So our family never eats the basmati rice or anything that is sold in Delhi. We have our rice transported especially from Gorakhpur because we are so used to it that we don't like any other rice.
All right.
And yeah, so Gorakhpur also may be a very small city to say, like nobody recognizes it as a very big state or a city something, but it holds a lot of strategic importance, as I may point, because it shares its borders with Nepal and China. So and plus Yogi Adityanath, the CM of Uttar Pradesh, it's his constituency. So after his electoral poll, so everything has been keep like fast moving because before prior to I may talk like 10 years back, there were kacha roads. We didn't have pakka roads also. There was no traffic system. And then suddenly within a span of 10 years, a lot of development has taken place. Now I won't talk much about Gorakhpur because my main agenda for today is academic. So proceeding with the college societies, I am a part of a society called Enactus. It's actually a worldwide organization which is led by students, which works for the upliftment of the marginalized communities. And I am a small part of Enactus Kalindi, which is a tier below Enactus India. So we have three running projects. Project Rehmat, which works for the upliftment of the Manual Scavenging Society. Then we have Project Viran, which works for the upliftment of the farmer community, and the other project, Rahi, which works for the upliftment of the rickshaw puller community. So basically, the whole agenda of an actor is a social entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
We provide training to our communities to produce products, and basically providing them a different source of employment from, let's say, manual scavenging, which is obviously harmful and hazardous to health. So we provide them alternate sources of income, and we put up stalls in different colleges and during fests, and even in our college, or when other societies hold their fests, we put up stalls to sell out our products. And we recently even built our website for wider reach, and we have been really active on social media platforms. So the products are like organic soaps, candles, scented candles, and category B waste, which is made into like banana chips, orange candies. Everything is basically on in line with sustainability.
Mhm.
So this is the work that Enactus does. And the other society that I'm part of is Econopress, which is the newsletter society of the Economics Association of our college. And I am the section editor there. So I am heading a section, and I have like three volunteers under me working. We are currently working on researching and writing about the role of economics in sports. Like you may say, like making predictions before games, which has become a lot popular. Then fantasy league games also, where bidding and gambling and everything. So we will be covering all that. And apart from that, uh, like apart from college related activities, I am pursuing an internship at Niti Tantra, which is a public policy think tank. And I was actually lucky to be selected because around 98 applicants had applied, and only
Mhm.
22 could secure the seat of an intern. So I am really thankful to Niti Tantra for providing me that opportunity, since I am fascinated about public policy. But prior to Niti Tantra, I had like a very rough knowledge about what public policy is, because I was just drawn to it because LinkedIn, my whole algorithm of LinkedIn was such that only public policy things were coming up. Soon,
Uh-huh.
I started, I started gaining a lot more knowledge about it, what the field is, what it holds for me, and then I got interested in applying for this internship, and I'm glad. I actually wrote this research paper of like 40 plus pages, and it was about discussing about taking India's exports to $1 trillion by 2030. So I actually learned the art of writing a research paper, because prior to that, I wrote articles which are really basic, and they don't have any structure as such, but that I may put. But research papers are highly based on structuring and formatting. So that's a skill that I loved and I developed on in this journey. And currently, I'm working on another paper which focuses on Europe's role in the Indo-Pacific region. So that's there. And in my internship, I'll be writing another paper which will be focused on the legal domain.
Wow.
That will be
That's
something really challenging for me because I have no experience in law and everything. So,
so.
and so you were saying something.
I was saying, wow, what is it that you will write in the legal domain? What part
I
of
am
it?
re I'm really unsure about that because it's like I am like I just finished an economic centric paper. Now I'm working on the domain of international relations, like Europe's role in the Indo-Pacific. The next mentor will be from the legal department. So she will be heading me and she will be allotting me something maybe based on feminism or the role of gender minorities in India, because these are something which are really debatable and in trend to write about. But
Okay.
right now, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Uh, yeah,
Good. It's a
and
learning experience, right? You will learn.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And prior to this internship, last year I got this internship. I will be completely honest. It was uh, it was not a driving force that made me, pursue that internship. It was out of fear of missing out. I felt that everybody is doing, and why am I sitting at home and just studying and doing nothing? I felt like I need to get an internship anyhow. And I applied for a marketing research internship that I had no clue about and I had no interest in. And I got the internship. I did it for 3 months. And I'm thankful in a way that to the internship, because I just knew that I don't want to go in this field. It was
Okay.
not meant for me. So
Yeah.
in a way, it was also a learning experience.
Hmm.
I actually got to learn a lot about research and market analysis, but it never fascinated me, to be very honest.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
my first step towards internship was really lacking purpose. And
No,
then
but that's okay because you are trying out many different things in college, and some fit
yeah,
you and some don't, and it's good to know what doesn't fit.
yeah, that's what I feel, that it's actually good that I did it.
Yeah.
So I got to know that what my interests are and what are not.
Yeah.
And talking about one of my biggest milestones since college would be being chosen as one of the 10 representatives from India for a student interaction program in Bhutan. So this was something that is a core memory for me, because I got selected as one of the 10 representatives from India to visit Bhutan for a week it was this rethinking economics festival organized by the Royal Thimphu College. It's the biggest college in Bhutan, and they had invited Indian representatives for a 3 day academic session where we had panel discussions, quiz rounds, case problems, and collaborative work with India and Bhutanese students. Uh, the main highlight would be that I was the only one who was from a different institution, and 9 other students were from the same college. And I felt, and we were from Sri Venkateshwara College, DU.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and it's a very renowned college. So I felt before the trip, I was like really paranoid. I felt that they will, they will overpower me, and I will just be sidelined, and I won't be able to perform anything. And I had all these wild thoughts going on.
Yeah.
But to my surprise, I was proven wrong. They were
Okay.
really inclusive, and as you may say, we became like strong buddies on the trip, and I'm still connected with all of them, like to this day. And the main thing is that they are all seniors to me. They
Okay.
were not of my age,
Hmm.
so everything was not according to me. It was out of my comfort zone, and I was
Okay.
not used to it, because I never been to a trip solo, in a sense that I had nobody known. I didn't have my parents, and that too to a foreign country for a week.
Yeah,
So
it's something.
it was great. It was actually a mammoth task to, go. Like before the trip, I was very paranoid. I thought that I should say no, and I must tell you, it had a whole rigorous procedure of getting selected. It was not like I gave an interview, I got selected. I had to give writing samples, and then I had this quiz that I had to perform. And all over from India, only 10 students were selected.
So,
So
what
in a
made you
way,
even think of it?
I that's another interesting story. I actually my professor shared this that this festival is going to happen. So interested students may apply. I just scrolled it and I said I am never going to get selected. I am not applying. but my friends suggested that we should apply, and even if any one of us gets in, that'd be great. And luckily, I was the only one who got selected. When in the first place, I was doubtful about myself. So that's how it was not my first priority, I would say, but definitely I would have regretted if I had said no. Because there we not only interacted with Bhutanese students, we were also invited by the Honorable Indian Embassy ambassador, and for inter collaborative discussions and dinner and everything. And then we were also hosted by the border road organization's army chief there. So it was a very refreshing, experience for me. And also, I made Bhutanese friends on the way.
Okay.
So, and we also learned a lot about their culture, and the Bhutanese are like the most genuine people that you would come across. And that thing left a very indelible mark on me, because Indians are generally known for being late to all designated schedules and everything. So they also had this in mind that we will be arriving late, and we actually did. And it was kind of embarrassing, because and that's how we learned that Bhutanese value time. We generally don't. And still today, it has left a big mark on myself that I have to, be on time and be disciplined. And I learned a lot from them.
Wonderful.
So this,
When was
yeah,
this? When did this happen?
this happened in end of October 2023.
Okay, wonderful. All right. It's still fresh in your memory.
Very.
All right. Okay, let's continue.
So that's pretty much about my milestone. And if I talk about like a recent, no, not recent, but yeah, in January I did this fellowship with another public policy think tank, which is called Impact and Public Policy Research Institute. I did this fellowship called Young Women Leaders in Public Policy. It was another refreshing winter school program for me. It was online, and it was conducted every Saturday for 10 weeks. And we were we there we had like 3 hour lectures by public policy feminists, I would say, that they shared the ground level experiences of this field in India. Because if you go on Google, you search about public policy, you would just get the things like Wikipedia and very AI curated stuff. You wouldn't get a lot of ground level knowledge of this field. And it's public policy is a field that it's still emerging in India. It's not established as such. So I got to learn a lot about that. And there also I learned how to work on research essays. And in fact, I wrote this essay on humanitarian interventions in India on Pakistani refugees. So that was something new that I touched upon.
Wait a
And
minute,
I got,
wait. I'm interested. What is Pakistani refugees at what time?
sorry.
You said your paper. Tell us a little bit about this paper.
So it was a short essay, I would say, not a big one, but I got to know that like around 45,000 refugees are still, habituated in Delhi, in regions like Shahadra and all. And they are facing a lot of issues like lack of proper healthcare, lack of even homes. They are homeless. And the fact that the Citizenship Amendment Act, it gave citizenship rights only to specific communities. It was kind of discriminatory in the sense that it excluded the Muslim population from Pakistan, and it only gave rights to Indian citizenship rights to I think Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, and Buddhists, and Christians. But it strictly excluded the Muslim population because it was the maximum of all the refugees. So I got to know about that. And then like currently there are some NGOs that are working for their upliftment, but it's like they don't get funds. So the major problem is that they go and talk to them, they understand their problems, but it's very seldom that they act upon the problems. It's like they only collect the information for their research purposes, and there are very less institutes that are actually acting for them. So that's how I researched about them, and they are in a very poor state, as I may say. And even the refugees from Bangladesh and Afghanistan have accumulated. And I may not say that's the government's fault entirely, because India itself has a huge population to look after. And then adding up of the whole set of new refugees is another big task for even the government. So there, it's a very, debatable thing to say that, it's wrong on the government's part, or it's wrong on the refugees, because it's nobody's fault. They have their own reasons, and the government has its own. So it's a big, question to ponder upon, that how do we proceed with them. And but yeah, definitely the exclusion of a certain community from providing citizenship was something that kept me wondering that why it was done.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue. Yeah.
And if I may say, like, about Niti Tantra, the public policy think tank that I'm working on, it taught me, first of all, the art of writing the research paper. And also, I developed this habit of reading editorials like op-eds and all, because prior to this, I read newspapers, but I never paid much heed to the op-eds, because I felt that they're very biased, and sometimes I felt that they are conflicting with my set of thoughts, my perspectives, and how I stopped reading at that point, like when I thought that they are conflicting. But the mentors taught us that that's how you develop two sides, two, two sides of a coin, as you may say, that uh, every situation has to be understood from the right and the left. You cannot just have one set of mind frame to come to conclusions. So I was actually given the task of summarizing op-ed, and maybe like conducting an op-ed analysis for a
Mm-hmm.
week of any op-ed that I liked. So in it, I actually gained a lot of knowledge that I have a set of perspectives for a topic, let's say, and then I read about that completely different and opposite thoughts from somebody that had written this certain article. So that's how it actually widened my scope. And somehow I realized that I only read the news that I like. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's also part of the mentality that if something is being said that's not against my beliefs, that's against my beliefs, I may dislike it and disregard it
Yeah.
completely, that it's wrong and it's propaganda. So that was a very bad habit that I had. So now that I have started reading editorials, I feel that I am in a much better place to maybe make conclusions and not jump to conclusions.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. That's good learning. It's a
Yeah, and
way to
yeah, and I
know.
would continue
Yeah.
that.
Good. All right. Anything else you want to add here?
Anything? Yeah, so in Actors, I would say one more thing. The organization that I'm working, I'm the content head there. So I take care of all the social media content that goes and everything. I make reports. I head this whole team of 15, 20 students. So I actually teach them how to go about with the content writing style on different platforms. Like on Instagram, you have to have a different style of writing. On LinkedIn, you have to be more professional and you have to sound more convincing to other stakeholders
Yeah.
and maybe to sponsors and all. So, and we had this huge milestone in Actors, like we conducted our Maiden Fest annual flagship program this February and March. So it was a thing that like popped up this session in Actors. In Actors, Kalindi has been in works since, if I may not be wrong, I think it's since 2017. But it was only in the development stage, so no big, as you may say, nothing big happened in the
Yeah. Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
But we during our session we were determined that we have to do some flagship program, because This is a tradition that has been followed by all other colleges since years, many years, and we
Yeah,
were kind of lagging behind. So we thought that we have to pull this off. But I may tell you, pulling off an event is the is the most mammoth task there
yeah,
is, because
yeah,
you take this responsibility with a lot of enthusiasm that yes, we will do it. And once you get to work, till the day you have so much of workload and so much of stress and so much of paranoia also going on, that what if the guests don't arrive, what if the participants are not there, and all the wrong thoughts coming up. But also you create a lot of memories working with your juniors, with your seniors, taking guidance, giving advices, contributing to teamwork. It also develops a lot of skills, and also the art of managing conflicting thoughts, like if they don't they disagree with you, how to handle the situation like that, and
yeah,
calling up sponsors for your college. And I may say that coming from a tier 2 college, we may not be better than tier 1 colleges, but I may say we are at par with them in a sense that we go all lengths to call participants to our events. Because I'm not disregarding the efforts of tier 1 colleges, but they are sure that people will show up. They are sure, their marketing team is sure that this set of footfall will be there in their event. But us, we don't have an estimate that how many people are going to actually show up. We are not sure if the sponsors are interested to partner with us. We are not sure if the guest speakers are interested in coming to us if the footfall is not according to their likes. So we have all this extra stuff to do apart from the decoration, the whole planning of events. This actually adds to a lot of extra work, but we pulled it off in a good way, and it was a huge success. Being the first annual event of Enactus Kalindi, it was highly appreciated by our teachers. Even our marketing strategy was really good. That we flooded all the social media platforms with posts and posters, and even all these even through Unstop, we had all the promotions done. So we kind of pulled it off equally well as any other college would do. So I'm really proud that I was a part of this inaugural event.
well, let me say you should stop saying we are a tier 2 college. Please. I talked to in these Vidpeds, I've talked to people from many different colleges, from many different cities. And what I find is that you can be creative and hardworking and productive in almost any college. Now, there are obviously places where the situation is bad. I mean, the teachers are no good, not interested, not motivated, and all that. But, just the marks alone, the grades, they are not college. They're not college. They're just stratification. It's nothing. You should stop calling yourself as a tier 2 college. I don't see any great difference, honestly, between, and as I said, I don't want to name, but I've seen so many Whitpeds, I've seen so many students from DU, whatever college. It is not, I think you should stop saying that. You should just say, I'm from Kalindi College. That's it. We, because what you are doing is as good as what anybody else may be doing, and perhaps a bit more challenging. And yet you have pulled it off. So what's the deal? What's the tier 2 about it? The output is tier 1. Right? If the output is,
That was actually my whole point. That not to disregard any institute. It was just that we pulled off something that we thought we were incapable of.
no, but that's a
That
mistake. You're not incapable. You are capable of doing it, and now you have proven it. And what Inactus Kalindi is doing is very good. And there is absolutely no doubt about it. You have 3 programs, you have the content, you have this, you have that. I mean, honestly, I am very happy to talk to you and to hear from you and to understand everything that you are doing. And it befits any young college student. It has got nothing to do with tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Yes, people outside Delhi, they are very keen to get into DU because of all the opportunities that you have. And you have taken full
Definitely.
advantage of those opportunities as I see it. So, anyway, now enough talk from me. Please continue.
Uh, So that's how I wanted to explain that we pulled off a great event. Like it was a maiden fest, and it was a very new experience for us all because we had no prior experience of hosting an entire 2 day affair with a lot of footfall and a lot of participants and guest speakers. So it was a great learning experience. And also one other thing that I want to share is that while last year I was still a part, I am still a part of an Econo Press, as I mentioned, the newsletter society. So last year I was just a assistant writer, as you may say, and I was just starting to know the art of writing essays and articles. I was not sure of the APA style of writing and referencing and all that. So that is something that I learned in this society from my seniors. And I wrote this article on data feminism, which also got published in Hansraj College's newsletter magazine. So that was a big milestone coming from a first year student who had no experience in writing prior to that.
Okay.
And yeah, and right now one paper from Niti Tantra has been published on their website. And as I mentioned previously, I am working on another one.
Okay.
That's pretty much all from my end.
Any tips you have for your juniors in +2?
In plus two, I think NCRT, if they are coming from CBSE, NCRT is Bible for them. And practice makes perfect. I think without practice, you cannot expect where your dreams to come true because you have to work hard. And there is this thing that smart work is better than hard work, but not. I personally don't believe that it goes for everybody because some people, work hard in a better way than maybe smart work. I personally work hard a lot. So that works for me. I think it's your call how you want to go about with your structure of studying. You want to do it the reading way or the writing way. So that's upon you.
Hmm.
But all I would say is that practice makes perfect.
Okay, wonderful. That's also what I often say to young people, that there's no substitute for practice. We just have to
Right.
have even whatever you do at whatever age, you have to practice a little bit and a
And a
lot,
drive.
and a drive, right? Okay, all right, good. Thank you, Rhea. It's a very uh, enlightening story that you have told us, many things that you have achieved. Maybe we'll catch up with you in 1 year to see where you are, what your decisions are
Sure.
about your future, and all that. Let's end it here today, unless you have something special you want to add.
Everything you know now, nothing else to add.
Okay, great. So let's end it and we'll say bye to the viewers. I'll be back soon with a young person or an expert.